There are a few times when I'll be working on a project and ooh, my masking tape is coming off. Sorry about that, I got a little sidetracked. I'll be working on a project and I'll want a template or a mask that I don't have, and so what I do is I print a free download printable from the internet. And in this case, I needed a bird. I can't believe that out of all the stencils and masks I have, just like I didn't have with butterflies on an earlier project, I don't have any with birds. So, yeah, so I kind of, I wanted a bird mask because I'm going to do a technique over the quote that I've got here in my book. This is an almost completed page, but there is just, you know, this finishing off process that I wanted to do. So I went to look for a bird template, and I'm like, crapola, I don't have any. So, so this is a time where I had to go online. Like I said, I searched for free printable downloads because for copyright purposes, I don't want to be stealing anybody's, you know, stuff without paying for it. So anyway, I found this bird, and normally I cut the template out and then use the cutout part as a stencil, but in this case I need this little bird for a mask because of a technique I'm going to do with him right here and probably over here as well. So I thought, shoot, I'm just going to go ahead and show you the process that I do. So this is like making, you know, when I make my own hand cut stencils as well. So I thought I would cover that process as well. So here I have, so I printed this out. This is just on an inkjet transparency film that you get from the office supply store. I got this from Office Depot. It has a rough surface on the back, which is what you print to, and then your smooth surface is on the top. So I have a glass mat out, and I actually have a glass top table, so I really could just, you know, do it on top of my table as well, but for the sake of this, I am using my glass mat, and I use, instead of a, hello, craft, oh my gosh, what the heck, I can't think of things when I am recording. It's like my brain is just bleh. Anyway, a craft blade, craft knife, whatever you call that, jeez. You could use that, but I like using this Hot Marks tool with that really super fine point right there. I think it does a cleaner job. For me, anyway, it does a cleaner job. Every time I've tried to use the craft blade, I always wind up, you know, getting, you know, jagged edges and stuff. And this, I get kind of smoother edges. So, anyway, this is what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna, I think, come in a little bit. Well, that's the wrong way. I'm gonna come in a little bit so you can see while I'm cutting this, how I do this. And my hot tool has this stupid thing right here that gets in my way, so I fidget with this thing a lot. I wish now in hindsight I hadn't bought the one that had the thermostat control because yeah, I would rather have one that doesn't have that on it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, make sure I'm still in screen here, and I am. And I think I'm going to take my glasses off so I can do this. And maybe not. Okay, and then you just really slowly run. You can't do this really quickly, and actually it's easier if you work going top to bottom, and you know, just make it simple on you, don't make it hard, so you're kind of fighting to go up that way. So I'm going to start up here and start using this tool to cut this out. And then I just move the piece around as I'm working. Because again, I always want to work from top to bottom. Just do it really slow. I do prefer to buy my stencils already pre-cut because the Mylar material that is used on the commercial ones is much better quality than this inkjet transparency film that I get. But in a pinch, for using on a project, this is definitely, you know, just a real quick alternative for me. And like I said, I needed a bird. So this is what I'm using. Now, before I get too far in this, I just want to make sure I haven't missed any spots. So I'm kind of taking it apart a little bit. Okay, then come back to this. Okay, so then when I finish with these, I always keep the positive and the negative for, you know, for future use, because, you know, that way I'll have the stencil cut out that I can use in a project, and at the same time I have a mask as well. So this is how, of course, this is how my mask turned out, which I know you're not going to be able to see it. And let me come back out now. So there we go. So I am going to unplug my hot tool over here and bring my journal back over. This is one of my handmade journals that I hand stitched, and it's I think the first one I did. Yes, it is. This is the first one that I did. It's a burlap. I think I did a video on this after I made it. I wasn't too happy with it. It was the very first one I'd ever done. The stitching job, there's 2 signatures in here. But the pamphlet stitching I did a crap job on it. So, you know, I've learned, you know, a lot since then. And then, you know, to make the burlap sturdy, I used an interfacing that you just iron on. And then I also added, you know, scrapbook paper. So this is the first one I made. So I'm finally getting to work in, well, I've already been working in it, but I kind of stopped so I could finish up those Strathmore visual journals. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, mask that I just cut out, and you know, I'm going to kind of position this on here, and then I'm going to do a paint overlay on this, and I'll be back. I wasn't sure what color I wanted to use. At first I thought I was going to use the quinacridone nickel azo gold to kind of have a tonal quality, tone-on-tone quality, but now I'm thinking I want just a little off color. So I've got the Claudine Hellman Studio Paint in yellow paint, what is this, yellow pastel, and I'm going to start out with that. I just have a Martha Stewart Pouncer, and I'm actually going to dip right out of the container here on this. So I needed a translucent paint for this technique because I'm painting right over my title here. So I do need that title to still show up. So for that reason, I needed a translucent, not an opaque paint. So here we go. And I'm just pouncing this color in just so there's this, you know, little mask of a bird here. And I don't know how it's going to do on this paint because these are spray paints underneath that are water-based, so I don't know how well that's going to turn out. Those colors are going to come through actually. Because I want to have, you know, just kind of an outline color here. Now I'm going to have to go back over. That's not quite as opaque, I mean translucent, as I thought it was going to be. So it is covering up my words a little bit. Let me lift this up. And what happens is you see the outline of the, you know, this bird. Whoa, did I miss a whole thing here? I gotta go back over this. I missed part of it. That's the thing about working with something you can't see very well. I missed a whole section over here. Okay. There we go. So anyway, there's, you know, like the outline of my bird. Now I may go back in and with the pen and trace the outline of the bird on the inside there, and then I'm going to do some more work to the title as well, and I'm going to try to figure out where I'm going to put it over here as well. May flip it over and have the bird going this way, flying up. So anyway, I'll figure that out, and yeah, I'll be back. I already went in with the date stamp and date tag, dated it, and now I am just going to find a charcoal pencil. Here we go. I'm using a dark. This is the Derwent charcoal pencil, and just to tie that paint color in that I masked around, I went ahead and did that over the title as well. So now I'm just going to come in and trace around. I don't know if I'm going to like this. I was thinking I was going to smudge it, which is why I'm using the charcoal pencil. Yeah, maybe I will. Sometimes when I'm doing this, I don't think I like that look. And then just as soon as I smudge it, I like it. So, and like I said, I'm just, this is where an eraser comes in handy. Here we go. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Oops, I just broke my lid. Then I think I'm going to go around my little quote here as well when I get through outlining these birds. But I like how my original background color shows through on this mask, so That was kind of the whole point of doing that. Instead of just stenciling a bird on with, you know, the stencil that I cut out, I kind of wanted to have my bird tie into my background color here. So that is the reason why I did that. I think on this I'm going to use my blending stump, if I can find it. And instead of my fingers. And, yeah, where the heck is it? I can't find my blending stump. Shoot, really, I have no idea where it's at. Here it is. Gosh. I knew it was buried somewhere. Anyway, so I'm just using a blending stump. Just kind of smudges the look. I don't want it to be neat. I want it to be kind of messy, kind of sketcherly. Alright, so I'm going to finish this up. You get the gist of what I'm doing here. And like I said, I think I'm going to go around the quote as well. And yeah, I'll be back. Okay, I haven't done this other side yet, but I did want to come back just to show before and after, and what a difference it makes when you do something like that, using a charcoal pencil with a blending stump. And I did go over with a micron pen the writing over that because the paint did kind of mute that. But, I mean, look at the difference between, you know, how it looks now and how it looked before. So it's just kind of just buried into the page here, but it really brings it out really vibrantly when you do something like that. So, and also when you're using a blending stump, you don't want to use it straight up and down like this to blend. You want to use it on its side like so, so that, and if you're somebody who already draws and sketches, this is nothing new to you, but you know, to all those out there who are new to this, you definitely don't want to go straight up and down. Just use it on its side. When this gets a little too schmutzy at one point, you can start to sharpen this, but I'm not at that point yet. So anyway, I'll be back with the finished spread after I get this side done. Okay, so this is how my page turned out. I really like that masking technique, and it was one that I read about in one of the books I just did in one of my hauls, Dreaming from the Journal Page by Melanie Testa. So I wanted to try that out. I really like that because, again, it just brings... This was a page that I had already had done. I had this page done like over a month ago, and it was just all background though, and I didn't know where I was going with it. And I read that book, saw that chapter, you know, little blurb she wrote about doing this technique, and I didn't have what I wanted, so I did cut the stencil out. And yeah, I really like how this turned out now. So and you know, I by no means came up with that whole charcoal pencil smudging. The very first time I saw it was on a Rachel 113 journaling page that she was doing. And so of course I had to go out and get charcoal pencils right after I saw her do that. And yeah, so you know, those charcoal pencils, you know, I have, but I just never use that much. Kelly Merton used one in one of her videos, I think like a month ago, and I was like, gosh, I really want to use those, and I've just been kind of stumped. And like I said, just reading that book, it just kind of, I was like, oh, that's what I want to do. But so I was able to finish this up, and so yeah, great technique from that book. Love books. All right, I'll see you guys later.